Alright, we got episode 8 of Q&A and we got my man, the man, Kareem the Fighter. And he asks, hi brother, first of all, amazing video. Second thing, may you please do a video on how to change your self-image or identity about yourself. Like internal things, not external things. Thank you. Now, first of all, Kareem, you're a legend. Like, you're a freaking legend, bro. Like, thank you so much for all your questions. Like, without you, bro, like, this whole series wouldn't have even began, right? So yeah, like, thank you so much, bro. You're a G, you're a legend. Now, your question, I love it, and this is a deep question that like, literally your question, bro. I've been thinking about it and researching about it for like 3 days now. Yeah, like since you posted that comment, I've been thinking about it and researching about it. And you know, everyone has their opinion. You know, how do I get like my identity and my self-worth internally and grounding it internally, and you know, not getting our self-worth from like external reality, right? But I'm gonna give you my 2 cents on this. Like, this is just my opinion. This is what I learned from like reading tons of books, right, and watching tons of videos, right? So basically, most people chase external things, chase the inescapable limit of hedonism and materialism, right? Hedonism is basically just chasing pleasure, right? It's the philosophy of chasing pleasure and instant gratification, like anything that feels good. And materialism is like buying yachts and luxury cars and watches and all of that, right? I think the primary cause, the deepest root cause for that, and the reason like people get their self-worth from external things, is because they're running away and they have this fear of this void, it's fear of emptiness, it's fear of the void, it's the shadow that Carl Jung talks about, right, bro? And bro, this void is full of all your pain and all your suffering since you were a little child. And this void has all of the big questions that most people avoid. Like, what am I gonna do with my life in the future? What is the meaning of my life? Who am I gonna marry and have children with? Who created this universe? Why am I here, right? Like the big core questions. Now, this is a very deep philosophical concept, right? And that's like each person's, you know, like personal journey, right? Like discovering who I am, like why am I here? Like what is the meaning of my life? That's each one's personal journey. But really, yeah, that's what the void is. It's trauma and the big questions and everything that me and you have been running away from since we were little children. And I think, in my opinion, right, most people chase, you know, porn and video games and all this pleasure. Like, we are in such a hedonistic, pleasure-focused society. We are in such a comfortable society, right? And you know, chasing food and junk food and chasing porn and chasing sex and chasing all these pleasurable things, which makes them depressed and anxious and hate their life even more. As coping mechanisms. They use these things as coping mechanisms. We use these things as coping mechanisms to run away from fear of this void, from fear of this emptiness inside of us. Now, this might seem like I don't want to give you an existential crisis, but this might seem like it's a very depressing idea. It's actually not. It's a very beautiful and profound and incredible experience to actually face this void, to face this shadow inside of us. And I think Pascal summarized it up perfectly in the 17th century when he said, all of humanity's problems stem from man's inability to sit in a room doing nothing. That's really it. Like we can't really be satisfied in life if we can't sit in a room, in a quiet room, alone, doing nothing, just sitting with ourselves. Most people cannot do that. Like, also materialism. Like, the reason, you know, people, you know, keep buying cars and watches and chasing like all these titles, right? Like, oh, I'm a doctor, I'm an engineer, right? Well, yeah, you just didn't get enough unconditional love from your mother when you were a child. That's how I view it personally. Like, I think most of it stems from trauma. Like I just said, like the void is trauma and the big questions, right? Now the big questions, that's something I'm gonna make like very long, deep philosophical questions about, right? And that's a personal journey for everyone, right? Like I personally found it through Orthodox Christianity, right? But that's a personal journey for everyone, right? But if we're speaking about trauma, right? And I think really most of it is just trauma, the majority of it is just, you know what? Maybe me and you, we were loved conditionally. We were only loved when we got good grades. We were only loved when, we did well in school, or we did well in college, or we complied to the rules. And that's why when we grow up, we have this like very people-pleasing tendency to please everyone, make sure everyone's happy. That's why our self-worth has become external. That's why we keep chasing all these materialistic things that ultimately don't mean anything. Like, what is a car at the end of the day? It's just a piece of metal that moves, right? Like, what is a watch? It's just a piece of metal, right? Like, what is money? Like, money is just a piece of paper. Like, we need to understand that the reason we chase these materialistic things is because we're using it as a coping mechanism to run away from our pain, our trauma when we were little children. Now, how do we heal our trauma? Or how do we heal this void, right? Now, the way we heal the void is through healing our trauma and figuring out the big questions in our life. And that way we can actually have our internal self-worth to be fulfilled, right? Now, speaking on trauma, like I learned this from Dr. Gabor Mate, by the way. Like, you can check out his videos. They're awesome. I think they're the best on the entire internet. Speaking about trauma, but really, the way we heal trauma is inside this void I'm telling you about. We have, like, me and you, bro, we have this child inside of us. I know this is gonna sound like really weird and really cringe, but I promise you, it is a very beautiful and incredible experience, right? We have this child inside of us. Like, if you go very deep inside of you, you have this child. And that child is your authentic self. That's you. Now, this is what I love about your question. You're asking about identity, right? Like, most people think they just have like one identity, right? Like, I'm just me, right? Like, we live in this society that's just so surface level, like so surface level, honestly. But if you read and study, the works of Freud and Jung, you understand that we have tons of identities. We have so many identities. We have so many different faces of us, right? Like, think about it. Like, when you talk to your dad, you're somebody. You have this face that you put on. But when you talk to your mom, you have a different mask that you put on. And I'm the same exact way. When I talk to my mom, I have a mask. When I talk to my dad, I have a different mask. When I talk here, I have another mask, right? When I'm with my friends, I have a different mask. We have different identities with different people, right? But inside of you, inside of that void, is your authentic self. And this is who you are when you are completely alone. When you sit in a room alone by yourself, that is your 100% authentic self. And the way to heal trauma, right, get this, if you got nothing out of this video, this is it, is through reconnecting with your authentic self. Now you're like, what does that mean? How do I reconnect to my authentic self? The way we heal our inner authentic child or authentic self is through self-reparenting. So basically, we become the mother and the father for our inner child. Now, I know this sounds like this is so weird, like, oh my God, you're not alpha, bro, you're not a man. But I promise you, like, it's a very profound experience, man. Like, most men have never even heard of this, but this is what I learned about trauma. Like, we have to reparent ourselves. We have to tell ourselves, you know what, man, you deserved a better father. You deserved a better mother. I'm gonna share a very intimate personal experience, right? But this is something I do that I just found life-changing, right? Basically what I do is, and this is how I do my self-parenting, right? This is one of the ways, is like when I'm alone in my room, I just get in bed, right? And you know, I make myself comfy, right? And I hug my pillow tight. And I literally, this is what I do, right? I imagine like this ideal mother and this ideal father parenting me, parenting my inner child, parenting my authentic self. And I keep imagining it, like they're you know, they're actually like the best mother and father I could ever dreamed of. And the thing is, if you think about it, like those are the parents that you actually deserved. Or if you're in a relationship, that's the girlfriend that you actually deserved. I can talk about this for hours, right? But I'm trying to make it as simple as I can. But this is it. Like, when you accept this and when you like really just be the father and the mother for your authentic child, for your authentic self, it's like an overflow of internal wealth. Like, you know, external wealth is like money, it's like houses and yachts and private jets, but internal wealth is self-love. It's best father and the best mother, or if you were bullied heavily as a kid, right, in school, like that happens to all of us as young men. Being the best friend for that inner child. And really, and this is why I talk about self-improvement with so much passion, is the greatest form of self-love is self-care. It's self-care for that inner child is the greatest form of self-love, in my opinion. So when you actually care for your inner child, right? When you actually like it's something I can't even explain, right? Because of how like profound it is. When we care for that inner child, right? Like when you meditate, when you journal, when you hit like a heavy workout, right? You're healthy and you're strong. When you eat healthy food, when you go to sleep early, right? That's all self-care for that inner child. That's all healing that void and filling you with internal wealth. But yeah, that's it. And this is really something I've been learning about and researching about, and I'm still like obsessively just and autistically learning about this stuff. And I really love your question, bro. Like, thank you so much, Kareem. And I know, I just know for a fact I'm gonna get like so much hate for this video. Like, oh, you're not reptile, bro. You're not a man. You're not from the manosphere, whatever, right? Whatever these guys say, right? But really, the way I think is for the greater good of young men. And I really I thought about this for a long time about making this video, by the way, for young men. But yeah, I believe like if we actually do this, it's gonna save our future wives and our future children so much pain and suffering, and it will actually make us become the best husbands for our wives and the best husbands and the best fathers for our children when we actually heal our trauma and reconnect with our authentic self, right? So yeah, this is what I learned, and thank you so much, Kareem, bro. I love your questions. Your questions are awesome. Like, like this is literally what I've been studying, right? Like, thank you so much, bro. Thank you so much, bro. Like, you're such a G, such a legend. Thank you, Kareem, bro. And if you have any problem, bro, just comment down in the comments, and I will make a video about it, just like I did for Kareem. And yeah, that's what I learned, and I hope I gave you value in this video, bro. Don't forget to join Future Emperors, by the way. It's our free community for young men to become the best versions of ourselves. And as always, we're in this together, and we will make it.